What's poppin', internet? Welcome to another episode of the Synced Up Podcast, the show where we talk about news, games, and we sandwich a little fun in between. I'm one of your hosts, Timothy DeRoe, and joining me this week is number one Nintendo fan, Michael Clare. How you been, Mike?
I've been good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. We got some good news this week. This week, we're going to talk about the Game Awards nominees. We're going to talk about some massive Capcom leaks, and we're going to talk about Nintendo being dumb. But before we get into that, a little bit of housekeeping for you. We're on YouTube now, so if you listen in your audio feed and you want to put some faces to some voices, you can find us over at youtube.com/synceduppodcast. And find us over there, like, subscribe to that feed, and watch our videos. We also have impressions related content that goes up exclusively for the YouTube feed. And if you're on YouTube and you're tired of looking at our faces, which is a fair assessment, you can find us in your favorite podcasting service. We're in a lot of them. We're in more than I thought, actually. Looking at the statistics,
I looked at the stats.
I'm
I was like, I've never heard of that in my life.
Yeah, no idea. And I don't remember uploading there, but we're there. You can look us up in your favorite podcasting feed by searching Synced Up Podcast and looking for the blue and white logo with the game controller. Also, new episodes of the show go up in both of those feeds Mondays, 7 a.m. Central Time Zone. Gang. You can also write into the show at synceduppod@gmail.com to have any questions, comments, concerns, games, anything you want to say read on the show. Maybe. I mean, unless it's to NSFW, in which case we'll just read it and laugh.
We're already getting there.
Are we getting? Oh yeah, we did have that one. And also you can follow us on Twitter at synceduppod to stay up to date with all of our gaming videos, non-gaming videos when we get to those eventually, and stuff like that. Chance over there holding it down, even though he flames me on there occasionally.
He's doing a good job.
I pay him to flame me.
He's doing a great job.
Yeah, apparently. Also, if you are coming over from the MinMax podcast after we sponsored them, thank you so much for hopping on over. We actually got a lot of people, which is nice. And so we see y'all. We saw how many downloads we got in the last 2 weeks? Like 300? Yeah, 300. That's nice. That's more than we get in like a quarter.
True.
Like half the year was like 500. So 300, that's nice in 2 weeks. Thank y'all for that. But let's get right into the show. So what we're going to do for this Game Awards thing here is we're going to predict. Me and Mike are going to predict who we're going to think and who we think is going to win in each of these categories. I'm
not predicting. I should have known. I've been to the future.
Yeah. We don't have all the categories in here because we're not knowledgeable on like racing games, sports games, stuff like that.
You didn't put me on.
Nope, didn't put them in here.
Oh, you just put the stuff you didn't know about.
No. What you played all the racing games that came out this year.
Yes.
No, you haven't.
Yes.
You played FIFA and all those that came like.
No, that's a great racing game.
Yeah.
Huh?
No, I'm talking about sports game category too.
Yeah, sure.
Come on, you haven't played them, so we kept them out. Like esports coach, we don't know nothing about that, so
Speak for yourself.
we kept those out. I kept the ones that we mutually knew about in here.
I thought that'd be the most fun ones to guess on.
Nah, I couldn't do it. I'm sorry.
Whack.
And so I think the way we should do it is if we get it right, we get a point. If we get it wrong, we get no points, right?
Okay, reasonable.
And if whoever has more points has to buy the other person Taco Bell.
That has nothing to do with the show, though.
Yeah,
nobody on the show gets any investment.
But what could we do then?
Ugly sweater for all of December.
I'm gonna do that anyway.
An uglier sweater.
Okay, whatever. All right.
Okay, hold on. Winner gets to buy the other person's ugly sweater. Not like buy it, but pick it out.
Pick it out? Okay, we'll do that. I like that. How hard are we gonna go though?
When does the Game Awards?
The Game Awards is December 10th.
Okay.
So how hard are we gonna? So we won't know. So we'll get 10 days into December. So we'll be a third of the way through, and then, all right. You know what? I'm just trying to figure out how NSFW I can get with your ugly Christmas sweater.
No, it's still gonna be like relative to the gaming side of things.
Okay.
Not the nude
you can
side
still
of
get
things.
pretty weird.
I mean, yeah.
I bet you I can. Okay, so let's get right into this. So for the Game of the Year nominees, we have Animal Crossing: New Horizons, Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, and The Last of Us Part 2. So who do you think will win the Game of the Year?
So the question is, who do I think will win, and not who is on the line. Of course, my vote would be for Hades.
Of course.
I
think it deserves it. I disagree, but I think it deserves it at least. I wouldn't be upset if it won.
Yeah. I mean, based on what I understand, The Last of Us Part 2 is probably going to sweep a lot of these categories. So
yes.
I will also, but I want to be spiced.
There could be an upset.
I don't want us to all.
I could definitely see an upset here. I genuinely think, personally, I think Last of Us 2, 100%. I'm predicting Last of Us 2, lock it in, Jordan. I want The Last of Us 2 to win also, but I definitely think it's The Last of Us 2. Just if you got to think about, because it's 180 or 190 different people who get to vote on this thing, and they're all from the games journalism side of things. Yeah. Not all of them, most of them. And so you got to think how they would vote. And it has to be Last of Us 2, in my opinion.
For spice and variety, I will lock in for Hades.
No way.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
It's not happening.
I will face punishment.
So best game direction, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, Ooh, and Last of Us Part 2 are nominated for the best game direction. Now, this is the innovation one. Like the direction and innovation in the gaming sphere. If I was to guess based off of that, if everyone focused on that paragraph alone, it has to be Half-Life Alyx in terms of innovation.
I agree. I think I don't know if I want to lock in on Alyx yet, but I agree based off the definition, it should be Alyx.
Yes, but like, will they view it as that? I'm not sure, because I could also see like Final Fantasy VII Remake for ushering in the new era of like the remake, like the new era of remakes.
You could also see Hades
for what?
Well, redefining the roguelike.
The roguelike. I don't know if they necessarily redefined it, if they just perfected it.
And I don't even know if you can give Final Fantasy VII that, because Resi.
Yeah, Resi did it.
I think they did the first big ones.
They definitely did.
So
I'm locking in Half-Life Alyx. Lock me in, Jordan. Half-Life Alyx, 100%.
Man,
it just has to be that.
I don't want to lose a point, so I'm also going with Half-Life Alyx on that one.
It makes sense.
Last time I picked Half-Life Alyx, it did me dirty, so it's got to even out.
It has to even out. That's on the we did the fantasy draft, and you counterpicked it.
I thought it would
completely made you take an L. Best narrative, we have 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, which I want to play, by the way, because people keep talking up this narrative. Obviously, it's nominated for best narrative. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, and The Last of Us Part 2. I'm locking in The Last of Us Part 2.
The Last of Us Part 2 on that one.
Even though you never played it.
I'm not even going to try.
It has to be that. I mean, we haven't played these other ones, and I agree, like, the Hades narrative is good, the Ghost of Tsushima narrative is good, but in terms of the grand scheme of things, the majority of people, like, what they played, has to be Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Best art direction, you have Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and The Last of Us Part 2. Personally, I think Hades has to take this. If Hades doesn't take this, it's Ori, but what would I...
I don't know. You can't see Ghost?
No, in terms of art direction, I mean, those are some beautiful fields. I will give you that.
Let me just say this. Ghost is nominated all over these.
It is.
These categories.
It's around here.
If it's not taking this, what is it taking?
I don't know if it's taking anything. I think it's going to be the classic. What was the game last year at the Game Awards that we thought was going to like, oh, this game's going to sweep, and it ended up like not taking any.
I can't remember.
And it was like major upsets across the board, and it didn't take any.
I don't remember last week.
I can't remember what it was, but I think Ghost is going to be the same thing.
Shot in the dark. I'm taking Ghost on this one.
You're taking Ghost of Tsushima for best art direction.
Well, if you took Hades, you're taking all of my picks.
I'm locking in Ori
Spice
and the Will of the Wisps for best art direction. Calling it right now.
All right, here's probably, I think we'll differ on this one.
Yeah, best score and music: Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Hades, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and The Last of Us Part 2. Personally, man, see, this one's difficult because all of these soundtracks are absolutely incredible. I think The Last of Us Part 2 is an easy get rid of. I don't think it's a good soundtrack, but I don't think it compares to any of the rest of these. The Ori soundtrack is absolutely incredible. The Hades soundtrack bangs. I mean, the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack just makes me cry.
It's iconic.
And then Doom Eternal, just like those rock riffs. Like
Doom isn't, because I'm looking at these games, right?
I mean, Mick Gordon is known,
I think all of these games
for the music.
I think all these games survive without their soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
I think Doom does not.
Yeah.
Lock me in for Doom.
Locking you in for Doom. Okay, I'm just going with it because I think it's in the talk right now. It has to be Hades. I think Hades is gonna possibly take it simply because it's more recent than Doom. Because Doom was back in March, and March in COVID times, a long time away.
True.
Long time away.
Let me rethink this. Give me Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy VII?
Give me Final Fantasy VII.
Okay, all right.
Because I just looked at the next category.
He's taking it back. Best audio design. You have Doom Eternal. You have Half-Life Alyx, Ghost of Tsushima, Resident Evil 3, and The Last of Us Part 2. This is a weird one.
Give me Doom.
This is a weird one. You're taking Doom on best audio design. Lock me in for Last of Us Part 2. And the reason I say that is because, like, I just think Last of Us Part 2 is going to take a lot of categories. And I do think the audio design is quite good in this game in terms of, like, knowing where enemies are and stuff. And that's like a major part, like the little listening thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? Best performance, you have Ashley Johnson as Ellie, Laura Bailey as Abby, Daisuke Tsuji as Jin Sakai, Logan Cunningham as Hades, and Najee Jeter as Miles Morales in Marvel Spider-Man. So I'm going to lock in Laura Bailey as Abby. First and foremost, it's Laura fucking Bailey. Mm-hmm. It doesn't get better than Laura Bailey. I mean, it does get better than Laura Bailey, maybe. There's an argument for Nolan North in the gang.
Yeah.
But it's Laura fucking Bailey. So, I mean... And Abby's performance, there's just, you haven't played the game, but there's just this one line midway through the game. If you've played Last of Us Part 2, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to spoil it, though. There's a line that she delivers halfway through the game that is just, ooh, it's earth-shattering. Gives you goosebumps
give
really
me
hard.
Ashley Johnson.
Ashley Johnson is another good one. That game's just incredible. And I think it's either one of them are going to win it. Jin Sakai came off a little bland. Logan Cunningham, I don't think his
don't
performance is the focus of that game.
No, and he's good in it, but he's not the only.
Yeah,
You know.
and I think Najee Jeter. I just don't think enough people got around to playing Miles Morales too, because
Yeah,
it's too recent.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure there. Games for Impact. If Found by Annapurna. Kentucky Route Zero, another Annapurna joint. Spiritfarer, Tell Me Why, and Through the Darkest of Times. So this one's hard for me because I know how much the industry reacted to Tell Me Why. In terms of like, because it's like the transsexual leads. But also, as someone who's played through Spiritfarer, and the industry did react a little bit to Spiritfarer. That's the whole thing about getting over death and stuff. It's a very emotional game. I think that could also take it here, but I'm not sure.
I'm taking Tell Me Why.
Okay, if you're taking Tell Me Why, lock me in for Spiritfarer just to have a little bit of opposition here, more differences, ensuring the spread is a little better.
Many categories.
So best ongoing game, we have Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite, No Man's Sky.
Fortnite, lock me in.
Yeah. Destiny had some crazy stuff this year. Warzone did have some big updates, but was it like lock me in for Warzone.
Really? Warzone?
Yeah, lock me in for Warzone. I think people are going to say Warzone simply because just more people play Warzone and enjoy it and like continually. Even though there hasn't been like the crazy support for Warzone by the development team, I think people are going to say that's
Fortnite had a crazy year.
They did have a crazy year. The new Marvel crossover right now is insane.
They're killing it.
Did you see
Travis Scott was this year.
Cameron Kennedy tweet where he was like, there are now more Marvel villains in Fortnite than there were in the Avengers game?
Makes sense, man.
That's
that game sucks.
Fucking crazy. Okay, best indie game. This is a good category. I think we're going to agree on this one. You have Carrion, Fall Guys, Ultimate Knockout, Hades, Spelunky 2, and Spiritfarer. I think Hades, obvious.
Spelunky 2.
What?
I'm kidding.
Is the obvious takeaway here. Lock me in for Hades, Jordan, on best indie game. I think there's a shot for Fall Guys, but I don't think there's a good shot for Fall Guys. It fell off hard, pun intended.
Boop, boop.
But I think Hades was just so solid and everyone played it that
I agree.
It's just gonna win this.
Phenomenal.
It's just gonna win this.
We've sang its praises.
Oh shoot.
Many a time.
Best mobile game presented by LG Wing, powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon.
Hell
you got to get those in there. Last year it was Gillette Fusion.
Gillette.
You have Among Us, Call of Duty Mobile, Genshin Impact, Legends of Runeterra, and Pokemon Cafe Mix. Obviously,
I can't believe Pokemon Cafe Mix is in here.
Yeah, me too. I get that. That's how you know the mobile market's a little dry right now. But Jeff Keighley, I think, establishing here that you can nominate whatever game you want, even though it didn't come out this year. I think Among Us just has to take this. I don't think there's any other shot. I mean, Genshin Impact, I can see it, but I gotta call Among Us on this one.
Here's the deal. I want to be spice here, and of course you're gonna take the easy route out, go with Among Us, as you should. I think I gotta go with Genshin though.
Just because you like just
no for spice.
For spice.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I do think it has a shot because a lot of people played it. I mean, it got 10s.
You know what we should have done? We should have done this like a draft, right? Where for each category, I get to pick first, and then you pick first, and then we can't pick the same one.
Can't pick the same one? Damn, that would have been nice, but we're already halfway through. It's too late.
No, it's never too late.
Okay, hold on. How many is left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 left. Okay, so starting on this one, you take this next one.
Okay.
And then we'll alternate.
Right.
Okay, so innovation and accessibility. You have
best community sport.
What? Oh yeah, I just skipped one. Did I miscount then? Because if that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No,
I didn't.
I
didn't. I'm tripping. Best community support. Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Fall Guys, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, and Valorant.
So the one Fall Guy, the guy on Fall Guy Twitter might carry
Anthony?
them.
Yeah.
Oliver.
Oh yeah, Oliver.
Oliver,
right.
age 24.
Oliver, age 24.
He might carry them to this.
His Twitter game is quite nice.
Because the rest of these, I don't know. No Man's Sky is up there.
I
want them to win something.
So do I. Because they put hard work into that game over the course of a long time after a ridiculous amount of hate, and then came back. It's the character arc you love to see.
I think it's between No Man's Sky and Fall Guys here, and I think you'll take whichever one I don't take. I'll take No Man's Sky here.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna pick No Man's Sky personally, but if it's not No Man's Sky, it's definitely Fall Guys. Because I mean, the updates on these other games are nice, but the community's really hit back a lot, especially in like Apex and stuff. They're really pissed about the new update. A lot of things in that, but it doesn't really matter. Innovation and accessibility. You have Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Grounded, Hyperdot, The Last of Us Part 2, and Watch Dogs Legion. I think the choice is obvious here. The Last of Us Part 2. And innovation and accessibility. I mean, you have the Steve Saylor, the blind gamer reaction video. You know what I'm talking about? Where he's like crying and he's like looking through the accessibility options and he's like, this is what, his whole, because they run the accessibility charity. I can't remember what it's called. I wish I could shout it out. I've donated to them before.
Able gamers.
Able gamers. Yep,
Is
that's it. For the people who have disabilities, to get them games and accessibility in gaming. And he had his reaction video where he looked through the Last of Us Part 2 accessibility options and just like broke down. So if you haven't seen that video, you should watch it. It's quite good. But yeah, I think obviously lock me in for Last of Us Part 2.
This is tough because I don't know what the accessibility options are for Grounded or Hybridot or Legion.
Grounded, you have the arachnophobia slider.
Okay.
That's what that one is about. Watch Dogs Legion, I couldn't tell you because I didn't like that game. Hyperdot is a good game, but I haven't went through the menu, so I don't know. And Valhalla does have some good stuff. You know, you have the different difficulty options for each different aspect of the game and stuff like that. So I don't know.
I think I'm gonna go with Valhalla here, just because I mean it's the one I'm most knowledgeable on, and I mean they have more resources, so they were probably able to bring out more. I
think this draft just gave you a free point on this next one. Best VR/AR: Dreams, Half-Life Alyx, Marvel's Iron Man, Star Wars Squadrons, and The Walking Dead: Saints and Sinners.
You say that pretty easily, but there are some good games on here.
Yeah, but you just think like I feel like there's an obvious choice here.
Half-Life Alyx is the easy choice here. Saints and Sinners was actually a good game. Dreams is obviously great and terrible at the same time.
Yeah, it's kind of like falling off a little bit.
And then I didn't see anything about Squadrons.
Yep.
At least in VR.
Mm-hmm. Not unless they have like the flight stick and stuff.
What are you taking?
I mean, you got to pick first.
Oh, Alyx.
Half-Life Alyx. Okay. If it's not Half-Life Alyx, I think. Damn, this is hard. Hit me with Squadrons, because I think a lot of people talked about that at least more than Dreams and Iron Man and Walking Dead. Best action game: Doom Eternal, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, Neo 2, and Streets of Rage 4.
Take it from me.
I don't know. There's two, but I think there's two options here that are really good. I think people are gonna know that Hades is gonna win Best Indie, and so I think they're gonna give Best Action Game to Doom. I think this is where Doom gets its nod. So I'm locking in Doom.
Doom on Best Action.
Yep. I will lock me in for Doom, Jordan.
And then I'll take Hades on Best Action.
He'll take Hades. Best Action Adventure: Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Ghost of Tsushima, Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I forgot. And Last of Us Part 2. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order come out in November last year. That's why it's eligible.
So I believe I get the pick now.
Yes, you do get the pick now. What do you want, son? You feeling lucky?
Give me Tsushima.
You taking Ghost of Tsushima. Lock me in for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I thought for sure you were taking that. 100%.
Listen, bro, that
game's quite good.
Looked really good.
Ghost of Tsushima is really good. You want to play it? I got it.
I know you have it. Maybe
Best role-playing game: Final Fantasy VII Remake, Genshin Impact, Persona 5 Royal, Wasteland 3, and Yakuza Like a Dragon. What do you got? What are you taking here?
People been loving Yakuza, honestly.
Oh, actually, I pick first, don't I? I do.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm taking Final Fantasy VII. I think this is where Final Fantasy VII actually wins something. I don't think it's actually going to win anything.
Persona 5 Royale.
Which is unfortunate because that's my favorite game of all time. You're taking Persona 5?
Yep. Which is one of my favorite games of all time.
That's true, but do you think enough people played it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I would have. I don't know what I would pick actually. Other than that, probably Genshin, but I didn't play these others.
If you're telling me Genshin wins best role-playing game this year,
so many people played it.
Yeah,
Game Informer gave it a 10.
You know there would be some.
I think they did.
There would be
9.75.
There would be some anger out there.
Yeah, there would. People would be mad
over Persona 5.
I might be a little.
You would be livid.
I might be a little steamy, but I'm saying for the industry. So best family game.
Oh, I mean,
do you get to pick first?
Yeah.
That's tragic. Animal Crossing New Horizons, Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, Mario Kart Live, Home Circuit, Minecraft Dungeons, and Paper Mario and the Origami King.
Just give me New Horizons.
Yeah, that's
Animal
the
Crossing,
obvious choice.
off the bat.
So lock them in for Animal Crossing New Horizons.
What's your shot in the dark?
It has. I'm just locking in Fall Guys.
Okay.
I think Fall Guys is the next one that has a shot. Minecraft Dungeons fell off. Paper Mario didn't have a good splash. Mario Kart Live, while nice, not a lot of people are playing it because it's $100 for that damn thing. Crash Bandicoot 4 is good, but I don't really see it as a family game. And I think Fall Guys was like a moment in time that happened this year, and I think a lot of people might vote for it simply off of that.
Right,
Best multiplayer game: Animal Crossing New Horizons, Among Us, Call of Duty Warzone, Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, and Valorant. As much as I love Among Us, I gotta pick Warzone here.
Really?
Yes.
Give me Among Us.
Taking Among Us because you gotta think like IGN votes, they get one vote, but all of IGN collectively comes together to make that one vote. And in terms of like people that played these games, I think more people played Warzone than Among Us, which will result in it having. You think
more people played Warzone than Among Us?
If you take like the employees at IGN, I think more of them per capita have played Warzone than Among Us.
Nah,
I think so. I don't know.
Think so.
We'll have to see. There you go. We're locked in. We will check back in December 10th after the Game Awards. Should we live react to that?
How long is that thing though?
3 hours.
I don't know. Talk to me.
We're gonna
after the
watch
show.
it anyway.
Talk to me after the show.
Okay, we're gonna watch it anyway. So I mean, and it's late.
Talk to me after the show.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to you after the show. We'll check back in after the Game Awards to let you know who won, what, when, and where, and who has to wear. I mean, I'm wearing an ugly sweater regardless, but if Mike picks it or not,
It could be an uglier sweater.
It could be an uglier sweater. But that's it for the Game Awards. Get excited, December 10th. We're gonna have some really good announcements. I feel like too.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we might see some Breath of the Wild 2 because Nintendo likes the Game Awards. They like to give them that sauce.
Nintendo with anything anymore.
I don't trust. Yeah, that is true. Nintendo, the marketing has gone wild compared to where it used to be. So.
Oh yeah.
We'll never know. But until then, and speaking of teasers and trailers and whatnot, IoInteractive released a 007 trailer for their new 007 game they announced. But I don't think it's in development yet. But we're gonna show the teaser here. Jordan, bring that teaser up so we can look at it. It's a short little teaser. This was very hyped. This happened a couple of days ago. I know Tim Geddes was going crazy on Twitter.
I haven't watched it.
As he should. Oh, you haven't seen the teaser?
I saw it and I scrolled past it.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not a big 007 guy.
You're gonna have to. Okay, so move the Elgato down below the screen capture. Bam. And then like turn the screen capture on because the screen capture is currently off. What do you do? You don't need to do this. What? What? Hit that. There you go. Boom. All right, we're in. Oh, we're 17 seconds in. Rewind us, bro. All right, here we are. Has it got audio? Are we catching audio?
Cool.
Okay. IoInteractive. I love their logo.
Wow.
These are the Hitman guys, if you don't know, by the way. Dang.
Okay. Yep. The chamber.
This is the classic bullet getting loaded in.
Probably shouldn't do that. It's probably playing music on there, and we're probably off.
Oh yeah.
But what if we were?
And they're gonna copyright us. We're gonna get DMCA'd.
Oh, dude. Good thing we're not on Twitch.
Get that? Yeah. I mean,
Our next project.
Yeah, you're on Twitch.
What if at
POG.
the end of the scope wasn't James Bond?
If it was like we're announcing Transformers.
Yeah.
Classic. So there you go, little teaser trailer. They had some stuff. They're looking for people to act. Greg Miller nominates Rahul Kohli as James Bond, and hey, I love
Rahul Kohli.
Me too. I like Rahul Kohli. He's dope. He's great, and I could see him as James Bond. I could see him doing it.
It'd be cool.
But there you go. That's the teaser for the IoInteractive 007 game. Get excited for that. I actually think this is the perfect team for that. These are the Hitman guys.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
They recently showed how good they are at a game in that vein with the Hitman.
I think it's exciting because it's a way more invigorating IP overall.
You're just giving a good developer who has a good formula, in my opinion, a better IP. I know people love Hitman, but it's 007. Let's be honest. And I think
good villain.
This is money printer go brrr right here. This is gonna sell. Yes. I think this is gonna sell.
I agree.
But we're gonna stay in the teaser vein here. GTA 5 got a new teaser for their expansion map. Jordan, if you could bring that up as well. They announced in this teaser trailer that they are expanding the map to GTA 5 online.
7?
Online.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So
let's say it. Damn.
Yeah. No. Here we go. We're about to see. We're about to see this little teaser here. So.
Oh yeah. I remember seeing this.
Yeah. It doesn't really show much. Just a little bit of it's like green camera. Shows like some beaches. Shows like an island that cuts in here. If you catch the frame, see it's real short. It's not much. There's not much to go off of. People have broke it down. It's 100% a new map. It looks like a small island off to the side. Yeah. For GTA 5. This is the biggest update since 2013 in GTA Online. That's what they say because obviously they're adding new areas to the map. And
expanding the map is always.
It just blows my mind that GTA 5 is just
7 years
printing
later.
money 7 years.
Where was that
after
for
the fact.
best ongoing game?
Yeah, GTA 5.
Yeah.
Did they have any big updates this year?
Fair.
Good point. Yeah.
I always feel like there's a casino update every 3 months.
Yeah. That's crazy. But I mean, get excited if you play GTA Online. I know a lot of people still do. They still got that PlayStation deal.
I know you know a lot of people do, but do you know anybody that does?
No, I do not.
Okay, thank you.
But personally, I mean,
somebody
I don't either,
has to.
But yeah, they have that PlayStation deal on the PS5 where you get the GTA Online money still. So. Rock with that. We're gonna stay in that same vein of new games, but not official releases here. This is a massive Capcom leak. So massive Capcom leaks reveal Dragon's Dogma 2, Street Fighter 6, and potentially more. IGN has independently verified some of the games are in development.
Dude, I could have personally revealed Street Fighter 6.
Matt Kim.
Anybody could disprove me.
Yeah, I know. At IGN, Matt Kim. The fallout from a massive data breach at Capcom continues as more games in development leak online. A purported screenshot from the leak shows a Capcom development studio for the next schedule. Why did I say studio? For the next 4 years, and IGN believes at least portions of that list to be legitimate, including listings for Dragon's Dogma 2 and Street Fighter 6. Earlier this week, Capcom confirmed it was a victim of a customized ransomware attack that led to unauthorized access to its network. Capcom says corporate, employee, and customer information may have been compromised by the attack. Subsequently, materials from those leaks have been released into the internet. While unable to verify them all, sources close to Capcom have told IGN that many are genuine. Here's a list of the biggest names listed in the purported schedule. Resident Evil Outbreak, Q4 of financial year 2021. Dragon's Dogma, Q2 2022. Street Fighter 6, Q3 22. Rockman, or Mega Man in North America. Mega Man Match is what it would be, or Rockman Match, Q3 2022. Resident Evil 4 Remake, Q4 2022. Monster Hunter 6, Q2 2023. Biohazard Apocalypse, you assume this is some sort of follow-up to Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, or maybe an expansion of some sort. Q3 of 2023. Super Street Fighter 6, Q4 2023. Final Fight Remake, Q2 2024. Power Stone Remake, Q3 2024. Ultra Street Fighter 6, Q4 2024. Resident Evil Hank, likely Hunk, Q4 2022-24. I don't know what that hunk means, but and sources confirmed to IGN that some of the games included in the list are legitimate, including Dragon's Dogma 2 and Street Fighter 6, but can potentially be out of date. Many other games revealed in the leak are listed under code names as well. So a lot of these I think are to be expected. Resident Evil 4 Remake, that piques my interest.
But you knew it was coming.
Yeah, pretty much. But it gets me excited.
I can quote Tim from 5 minutes ago, Money Machine go burr.
Yep. I'll buy that shit.
What's up?
I don't know why I'd get flamed. I feel like Raccoon City didn't.
Well, it says Resident Evil Hank.
Okay. Iconic Resident Evil character code into Jordan. So yeah, a lot of these are to be expected. Street Fighter 6, that makes sense. Monster Hunter 6, follow up to Monster Hunter World. Hopefully, it's just as good.
I wanted something big and spice in here, but it's just
what you would think.
For me personally, cool.
Yeah.
Resi 4 Remake
are any of these jumping
one.
at me? And obviously, there's other games in there that were code names that are probably big hitters, new things that we don't know about. But yeah, get excited for Capcom stuff. Unfortunate that this leak happened. We hate to see it go this way, but it's you know, it is what it is. Speaking of it is what it is. You know who has that mentality? Nintendo. So hit me up with it. Read this article here. Spice me up with this Nintendo chicanery over the week.
The Nintendo guys at Nintendo shut down Super Smash Bros. Tournament for using mods to play online.
They
quote,
did do
Nintendo
that.
cannot condone or allow piracy. This is by 80 Robertson at The Verge.
Robertson.
So a major Super Smash Bros. Tournament, the Big House, is canceling plans to move online amid the coronavirus pandemic, following a legal order by Nintendo. As Polygon reports, the Big House, typically one of the year's biggest Smash competitions, announced yesterday that it is shutting down its early December event and offering refunds.
Wild.
The Big House is heartbroken to share we received a cease and desist from Nintendo, the organizers wrote on Twitter. Quote, we are forced to comply with the order and cancel the Big House online. Nintendo objected to the organizers using Slippy, a software tool that makes Super Smash Bros. Melee playable online. The 2001 GameCube title is a mainstay in competitive Super Smash Bros. And translating its hyper-fast-paced gameplay from an in-person tournament requires unofficial modding.
Because it is the GameCube, after all.
It is 19 years old.
Yep.
But in a statement to Polygon, Nintendo rejected the decision. Quote, Nintendo appreciates the love and dedication the fighting game community has for the Super Smash Bros. Series.
Do they? Do they?
Felt like I was lying.
I know.
We have partnered with numerous Super Smash Bros. Tournaments in the past, a spokesperson said. Quote, unfortunately, the upcoming Big House tournament announced plans to host an online tournament for Smash Bros. Melee that requires use of illegally copied versions of the game in conjunction with a mod called Slippy during their online event. Nintendo therefore contacted the tournament organizers to ask them to stop. They refused, leaving Nintendo no choice but to step in to protect its intellectual property and brands. Nintendo cannot condone or allow piracy of its intellectual property.
Yeah, forget the fact they haven't sold Melee in
it's not like you can still go buy it.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about that. The Big House Online, held annually since 2011, also include a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate tournament. That competition has been canceled as well.
Whack.
Nintendo has a complicated relation with both the Smash community and the larger world of video games, largely because of its aggressive copyright enforcement. The company hasn't actually sold Melee or the GameCube for over a decade. obviously.
Mm-hmm.
In 2013, it ordered EVO, the world's largest fighting game tournament, to shut down a planned Melee event before quickly reversing its decision. So it's not a surprising move for the company, but its approach to copyright has hindered taking a long-running event online at a time when there's really no other option.
There really is no other option. And this is the classic Nintendo move. I don't know why they always do this shit. You had the YouTube fallout back in the day when they told YouTube creators, hey, you can't make content in relation to Nintendo
You've had a case
products.
that's so close with the 2013 EVO thing where they were like, no, you can't stream the game.
Yeah.
And it's like,
why? You know, your game's done been sold. You're not selling it anymore. You have a community there.
And here's the thing, right?
It feels slighted when you do these things.
The GameCube controllers get sold still because of
Melee. Yeah, if you take out Melee, people in Smash 4 generally have moved on to the Pro controller. And because it's a very good controller. It's nice. And the only reason GameCube controllers really are still popping is
Melee.
Legit Melee.
And it's just...
And you're just it's just killing it for no reason. You're killing this game. In a time where you can't have in-person events, you need to have online events to keep the fire going. That's a thing that happens with these communities. You see it in Avengers. They send all these updates back, and nothing happens. People leave. People leave hard in Avengers. That's a very specific use case there. But people dip out if shit doesn't happen. And if you're not having tournaments in Melee, people are going to stop playing Melee. And if they stop playing Melee, they're not going to come back when COVID is over. Like, that's just not going to happen. They're going to either move on to Smash Ultimate or they're going to move on to a different community or different fighting game. It doesn't matter what it is. And so to make this move, oh damn, I spit all over the mic. My apologies. To make this move, it doesn't make any damn sense.
And it doesn't, because they're operating with the Big House here, which is obviously one of the bigger tournaments we mentioned. But they've worked with Nintendo before. Nintendo has reached out to them to help them sell Ultimate. Yeah. Nintendo all the time will reach out to Melee players, games that play a Nintendo game that's not in sale anymore for 19 years, and ask them to market their newest stuff, like Ultimate, and whatever DLC is coming out.
You pull shit like this.
And it's like, we're just a money tool to you.
Yeah, that's what it definitely sounds like.
It's so sad.
Yeah, and this is a big blow because you imagine this is probably what's going to happen for all the rest of the Melee tournaments, not just the Big House.
There is one today, Summits today.
Yeah, unless they hit you with the classic Nintendo Uno reverse card and just take it all back like they did with the Evo thing, like they did with the YouTube thing. Nintendo shit just doesn't make any sense. There's no talk
about the community reaction here. Obviously, everyone's livid. # free Melee is trending worldwide. I think it was #1.
Yeah.
Either 1 day or 2 days ago. I think people were pissed, and Nintendo. This could be one
rightfully
of those decisions they reverse again.
Yeah, we'll have to see it. And
talking about the Slippy thing, copyright thing. The claim is that people are using illegally required copies of the game.
Yeah.
If you require the game legally, if you have a copy of Melee, legally you're allowed to back up your game onto your computer. And if you have a copy of the game, you can do that and use Slippy.
Yeah.
So it's like, unless you have a way to check if each person is using Slippy has a legally required copy of the game, then you shouldn't be.
You imagine all the big dudes do.
Yeah,
those people.
If you're telling me Hungry Box doesn't have a copy of
Melee.
Yeah,
that's just not happening.
It's
so frustrating, and that is also in the wake of the Animal Crossing stuff that happened. That they put a lot of DMCA stuff out for that. No longer being able to use Animal Crossing as a political campaign thing. No longer being able to use Animal Crossing as some sort of like money raising thing. No longer being able to. Generally, the YouTube thing that happened back in the day with Nintendo, but specifically for Animal Crossing, this kills shows like Gary Whitta's Animal Talking, and other music videos and stuff like the Hobson music video that he did in Animal Crossing. This kills shit like that.
There was
and they added that in there too.
And another thing Nintendo did this week was put out a huge amount of DMCA claims for all Australians who had legally acquired versions of Age of Calamity, which was already out in their area, perfectly fine. They streamed it and then got strikes from Nintendo.
Yeah.
For streaming the game before it had its NA release.
Yeah.
So it's like
dumb. It's
Nintendo
so
needs
dumb.
Get with the time.
Yeah, and Nintendo definitely feels like archaic, like an old person, like they're 80 years old and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And I mean, they are one of the oldest teams in the game, but it's just, damn, dude, this shit is frustrating.
Yeah, it's like I just don't know if they don't realize what happens when you work more hand in hand with your community.
You make sales.
Yeah,
you make sales. That's it for the news this week. Sorry to end on such
I wish
frustrating
Nintendo
note.
wasn't nearly as big as it was.
Yeah,
simply so they could get some humble losses here and there and learn.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
They just
free
won't learn.
Marketing, free promotion is what it is.
Melee.
And # free Melee. Michael Clare.
Yes.
This next section of the podcast, This Week in Gaming, is this section of the podcast where we go over the historical releases in, you guessed it, This Week in Gaming. let's start with November 22nd. The Xbox 360 drops in 2005. What a console that was.
I
Classic.
wasn't dropping nothing in 2005, man.
It wasn't?
7.
I mean,
I
I
had no money.
I didn't have an Xbox 360 till way later. But yeah, playing
Game
Halo,
Boy.
Halo 3, Halo 2 on this thing. Ooh, nice. I can't forget the Red Rings of Death. You know, iconic.
What a classic.
What a classic. What an era.
Why is that a thing? Man?
I don't remember. 5 years later, you have Undead Nightmare for Red Dead Redemption. This is an iconic DLC for Red Dead Redemption. A lot of people played this, and the cover art was really cool. 3 years after that, in 2013, the release of the Xbox One, also quite good console.
Hold on.
I agree. What's up?
Undead Nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't the game just called?
Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare.
I thought it was just Red Dead Nightmare. Okay,
No.
maybe not. Okay,
Oh,
okay,
are you
okay,
good?
Okay.
Are we chilling?
Yeah,
we
we're
chilling?
Okay.
The Xbox One releases in 2013. Classic console. I had it
And-
for a long time.
You know, day one release for the Xbox One.
Rise,
but-
Son of Rome.
Oh, I was gonna say Link Between Worlds.
No.
Same day.
Rise, Son of Rome was one, but I didn't play that game. You didn't play that game. Basically, no one played that game. So
you
I
didn't play
include-
Rise?
No, I didn't. Did you?
Actually, yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
For real?
Yeah, it's the one where you're like in the Coliseum and you slowly like build your gladiator up.
No.
Am I tripping?
No, Rise, Son of Rome is like a linear, story-driven game. You are a gladiator, but it's like linear and story-driven. Continuing. Okay. Link Between Worlds drops on the 3DS in 2013. Well, maybe not the 3DS, just the DS. I don't know. I have no idea. What a good game that is. I recently played that this year for the first time. That's a classic. Super Mario 3D World for the Wii U also drops in 2013 on November 22nd. That is also a very good game. Can't wait for the release on the Switch.
Me too. Very excited.
What's happening?
I don't know what I'm looking at, man.
Is you looking at Rise, Son of Rome?
Let me look at images.
Images? All right, we're looking.
I got 3%. Let's turn the brightness up.
Rise,
It's
Son of
just
Rome.
Okay, yeah, see, no, this looks familiar.
Does it?
Kinda.
I mean, it was the most forgettable game of all time.
I don't know, man. This kind of looks familiar.
I
don't know what other game I would remember playing that's exactly like this.
Who knows, bro? I mean, there's a
Okay.
lot of shit that came out back then. Moving on to the next day, November 23rd, Ocarina of Time in 1998. Of course, everything there is to be said about Ocarina of Time has been said already.
Good
We
game.
just reiterate. It's classic. It's good. It's great. 2004, the titular MMO. I don't know if I used that word right. World of Warcraft in 2004.
I'm shocked it was this late. I honestly would have guessed earlier.
No, I knew 2004, but simply because my dad was a World of Warcraft guy, so I just in my mind that date stood out.
Okay.
November 24th, you have Diddy Kong Racing in 1997. This is
Nice.
a good old classic right there.
Yes, sir.
And then DK64 in 1999.
DK.
And then the next day in 1994, you have Donkey Kong Country comes out as well.
Kong.
And then the next 3 days, there was nothing of note. There was nothing. If there was something in there that wasn't, then you're mad at me because I missed November 26th, November 27th, and November 28th. Take it up with GameFAQs because they said, I mean, looking through that list, just garbage.
Unless you're from Japan.
Unless you're from Japan. There's a lot of Japan releases, but even then, still a lot of garbage.
A lot of garbage.
Like, it was a lot. So
Okay.
that's it. That's it for this week in gaming. It was a lax
Subpar
week compared to last week. Last week was real good.
Yeah.
This week, a little more.
This just goes to show Xbox does not have amazing day one releases.
Nope, they do not.
Never.
Nope.
Ever.
Nope, never in a million years. Which sucks. But this next section of the podcast is where we play. What's up? Might be show us Spartacus
Maybe.
Legends. Throw it up on
Pull
the.
it up.
Throw it up.
I don't have my glasses.
Click an image, bro. Click something.
Honestly, was this a mobile game?
Get it. There you go. Boom.
Dude, I have no idea anymore.
Spartacus Legends. Who
'Cause
knows?
honestly, this just looks exactly the same.
Yeah, just run us back.
Okay.
We're on the dock. Don't give them a sneak peek of the dock.
Hey,
So I gave you a character last week, so you can go ahead and give me a character this week.
give
This
me
is video
Saiyan.
game 20 questions, character 20 questions, where I gotta try to guess the character in 20 questions. Obviously, that makes them, it's in the name. It's in the fucking name.
Okay,
Should have to repeat myself.
I'm heading to my
Mind Palace?
Give me.
Yo, can we play photosynthesis after this? I want to play.
Can we just photosynthesize in general
I want to play it low key.
as humans? When
Okay.
can we evolve?
I bet Adria will play too. Yeah, she will. She's waiting for Sal to get here. Anything to pass the time. The pod people don't care. The pod people don't care about this. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Ba-dum-bum. I do want to play photosynthesis after this though. They might care about that. It's a board game.
I'm
I just bought.
ready.
Okay, you ready? You got a character.
Mhm.
Is this character featured in a game that's in my top 5 games of all time?
No.
Are you certain? You know my top 5 games of all time?
Just hit me with them.
Final Fantasy VII, God of War, Disco Elysium, Dark Souls 3, and fucking
Then no.
what's the
Wind Waker?
Wind Waker?
'Kay.
No.
No.
Okay. Is this character a Nintendo character? Hey, Adriana, I'm gonna stop the podcast just to ask you. You want to play photosynthesis after this podcast?
What the hell, dude? I'm trying to be professional here. I'm trying to run a
I
podcast.
just want to play it. Okay.
No respect.
No respect for the podcast people. Okay. Is this a Nintendo character?
Yes.
Okay.
2.
Is this character featured in a game that no, fuck that. That question sucks. I was gonna ask if it was in a game released on the Switch, but like every game has been released on the Switch at this point.
True.
So okay. Let me think. Nintendo character? Not in my top 5.
Yep.
That's whack. Is this character featured in a game that came out this year? Yes, no, maybe?
Yeah.
Yes? What? You really thought real hard. You really thought real hard on that.
I mean,
Hold up.
yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is this
yeah.
Is this character considered like a main character?
Yeah, sometimes.
They fucking
Yeah, yeah.
What does that mean? Okay, sometimes a main character, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes not.
Game this year, yeah. What the hell? Is this a character in the Mario series?
Yes.
Okay.
5.
And it is featured in a game released this year. You have, and you said this character is considered a main character? Is this character what you would consider human?
Yes.
Okay. It's not Yoshi or Luma.
We've already done Luma.
I know, but I'm just saying. It's not Yoshi or Luma. How many questions are we on?
6.
6 questions? Okay. Okay. So the character is considered human, and they would be considered a main character sometimes. Has this character ever been playable?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mario character that hasn't been playable.
Yeah.
Name one.
Has this character been played in a? Okay, let me rephrase that question.
Wait.
Is this character playable in a game other than Mario Kart? Like.
Yeah.
Okay. Just had to make sure. Because that's like a big problem.
You know Mario Party.
Because then it's like, because then technically like Koopa Troopa is a playable character and not like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he still is. Because in Tennis Aces.
Okay. Fair. This character is.
There's a lot of Mario games, dog.
Yeah, I know, but like a main character ish sometimes maybe. Would someone who's not super into gaming recognize this character?
Yes.
Is this character green?
Yes.
Does this character have a brother?
Yeah.
Is it Luigi board?
It's just Luigi.
Luigi. How many did I do?
11.
11? That's not bad. I don't know how many you did last week. So.
Yeah. Who did you give me last week?
Ellie.
Okay.
You got it like.
It was either like it was 12.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Luigi. Yeah. Good character.
Easy
character.
Was hoping it would stump you.
Can you see him anywhere? Is that why?
No.
Is he in the?
No, I just went to my Mind Palace.
Okay.
Luigi's deep in there.
There he is.
Oh yeah, you can see him.
He is right. He's right there. That's it. We don't have any reading mail either. We don't got nothing.
What you been playing?
What have I been playing? I've been playing a lot this week actually, compared to last week, which was just Valhalla constantly. Now it feels like it's Demon Souls constantly. But before I got to Demon Souls, I played some other shit like the Pathless, which is a very good indie game on the PS5 for $39.99. You can beat it roughly in 4 hours. If you want to explore and do a lot of crazy stuff, you can get a lot more time out of it. 10 to 15 hours. Don't break the mic, please. The movement in that game is quite good. The boss fights are nice, but I will say I just wish like there's some puzzle solving in that game. If you don't know what this game is, it's the Annapurna game where it's like colorful, cel shaded art style. You shoot the bow and arrow, you go speed, and you have a bird. Which is nice. The bird is nice.
Yeah, bird.
With the Breath of the Wild style, you can glide, which is cool. But there's sections of the game where you're not moving fast when you're shooting the bow. When you're not shooting the little things and zooming, you got to do puzzles and you got to walk around and do stuff. Those sections, frankly, suck.
Yeah,
they're not fun. When you're not going fast, like what it feels like the game is meant to be doing, it falls short. I've also been playing a little bit of Tetris Effect. I think there's not much that needs to be said about that game. That game fucking hits.
Connected.
Yeah, Tetris Effect Connected. It's super good. Got a song saved on my phone. That's how good it is. And I love that game. It's super good. And while watching Noah play that game,
it's really good.
It's great. And when you have the home surround sound home theater system, and you got the HDR and everything, ooh, slick. I also played Astros Playroom this week. This game showcases the PlayStation 5 crazy good.
Specifically the controller.
The controller specifically, the PlayStation 5 controller is absolutely insane. We could have an entire podcast dedicated to the PlayStation 5 versus the Xbox Series X, and I think that is quite a good conversation in which is better. But in terms of PlayStation 5, just the UI and all that is great, but that controller is insane. It really does blow your mind. And Astros Playroom, a free game pre-installed on the PlayStation 5, really showcases that fact. And it's also, on top of that, just a good game.
Yeah, it's fun.
And anyone who has any nostalgia for PlayStation whatsoever will also love it. The amount of references that are in that game, of like just looking at the little robots on the side doing stuff, you see stuff like Uncharted, Persona. I think there was a Castlevania reference. I couldn't really tell. There was definitely Tomb Raider. I seen Gravity Rush, the little blonde like robot, and he like flew off. Super cool. It just, if you know, like it's stuff that if you walk by it regularly, you might just be like, oh. But if you know it, you're like, oh, that's super cool. So there's that.
Cool
then also, I've been playing Demon Souls. Fan-fucking-tastic. I think this is one of the most stunning games I've ever seen. I understand a lot of people don't like Demon Souls or the Dark Souls formula, which is fair. But I really do think this game is quite good. And Blue Point has once again done it and shown their masterclass work in remaking games. Demon Souls is so good, and there's so much love and care put into it that I kind of just want Blue Point to just make another another Dark Souls game, like them to make the next one, or you can have them remake the rest of the Dark Souls games, because there's a lot of shit that they could do to make those games better, and I love them. Thank you, Blue Point. I'm about 10 hours into that, and I'm loving it. Might be I don't know if it's above Valhalla or not yet. I really gotta play some more to really see that. But that's all I've been playing this week. What have you been playing, Mike?
For me,
what you got?
I've been continuing on Valhalla.
Of course.
I'm like almost 30 hours in now.
It's a good game.
Really good game.
It's fantastic.
But coming out of left field nowhere, Age of Calamity.
Yep. Hit you hard.
The combat simple, but fun. Very fun.
I mean, you were streaming it, and you looked over. You said, "Bro, you gotta play this."
Yeah, I said that not because of the combat though, because of
the lore,
the
story,
the cutscenes.
I'm here for
the connections between the characters.
That's the reason I want to play it.
That you're teased with in Breath of the Wild. You actually get in this game.
You get to see
There's some really cute interactions.
Yeah,
between
more than just the memories.
Link and Mipha, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
All the characters play super different.
Yeah. I did notice that in just the 3 that you get to play in the demo.
Yeah.
So.
Rivali, you can take to the skies and just kind of fight midair the whole time, which I like to do. Daruk, he's so weird. I don't like playing as him.
Yeah.
But he just like summons magma rocks, and he's pretty cool. Urbosa is really fun. She channels lightning and does different effects with it. And then Mipha can like kind of teleport using waterfalls and stuff like that. So all the characters feel really unique. The map is very simple. Like you've seen the overlay map, where you just kind of check things off when you have the items, and it'll unlock different stuff, different challenges and stuff like that. That seems to be the core of the game.
Yeah.
But there's so many connections to the original game. This feels like when they made it and they sat there and studied Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And figured how many things can we draw and connect back to
which
that
is
game.
Good. Which is nice.
Yeah. It didn't feel like it obviously it's a spin-off.
But it doesn't feel like one.
It just feels so connected.
Yeah, it feels like a prequel or something.
Yeah, the gameplay is like just the only thing that's different. And like even little sound effects and everything just looks so good.
Yep.
There's some frame rate problems. There's some,
of course, a lot of enemies on screen.
Very repetitive gameplay problems that I think if you're not used to that type of game might annoy you a little bit. But I love that game a lot.
Okay, I'll get to it when Mike is finished.
Yeah, I'll try and zoom through it. I'm trying to think if I've played anything else. I played a little bit of Miles Morales. I enjoyed the couple hours I played, but I put it on the back burner until I finished Age of Calamity, and I'll probably pick it up after that.
Yep. If you want more in-depth thoughts, we recorded a impressions video for Miles Morales that you can go watch at YouTube.com.
It was kind of hard for me to come up with things to say on it because it just felt like I was playing Spider-Man 4 or Spider-Man for PS4. But Age of Calamity, I don't know, man. So fun.
Yeah. Nice.
I wish I was playing it right now.
It's a good game. That's all you got for this week?
Can't think of anything else.
All right. We did it all. We've done it. The podcast is over. 50 minutes. I honestly expected it to be longer with the...
we were zooming.
We did zoom this week, it felt like. But I think I just overcorrected in seeing how long the doc was.
Yeah. Let us know some of your picks for the Game Awards.
Yeah. Or who you think going to win the Game Awards?
And who do you think is going to win between me and Tim?
Yeah. And what do you think is going to get announced at the Game Awards?
What do I put on his sweater?
Yeah.
Just...
What?
Daruk's butt.
Daruk's. Oh, wow. That's it for the Synced Up podcast. Thank you so much for listening or watching this episode. Again, if you're coming over from the Min-Max show, thank you very much for watching this far into it. And thank you for giving us a shot at all. I seen people commenting, E&T Clark and the gang, all those guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. That really means a lot, actually. I would have thought the $400 was spent well if nobody jumped over. And some people are jumping over. More than some, it feels like. And I very, very much appreciate that.
I have a
Thank
business.
you.
I have a business proposition for you.
What's the business proposition?
You know how you have like YouTube, which is audio and video, and you have Spotify. You have the podcast stuff, which is just audio.
Just video?
We need to get to the just video.
So
game.
they could just
GIFs.
mute it. Just GIFs? Yeah, we do need to get some GIFs.
We GIF the whole podcast.
Yeah. It's the GIF.
Yeah. That's my business propositions.
We got to talk with our hands more.
Yeah.
It's the only way. Yeah, you follow us on Twitter at synceduppod if you want to keep up to date with all of our content and things we got going on forward. That's real nice over there. Thank you, Chance, for running that. And that's it. Thank you for watching or listening to this episode of the Synced Up Podcast, and we will see y'all next week.
Bye.
Goodbye.